Hey everybody, this is Flat Cap Cafe Racer. I'm going to talk to you just a little bit about my Tiger 900 during this 9-day, 2,500 mile trip and see what things I tried on it that worked and maybe some of the things that didn't, and a few surprises. Stay tuned. I had the bike pretty heavily loaded down with the two panniers and a top case. I take the top case off. If we were staying someplace 2 or 3 days, I'd take that off. Otherwise, it stayed on most of the time. We covered just a few miles short of 2,500 miles, and the bike did excellent. I was very surprised. I don't know if you can see down in this sight glass down here. I'll see if I can get it. But the oil level remained the same. We didn't use anything. And I was very surprised about that. I brought some oil with me. I thought I might use it a little bit. Since we were running at high speeds and stuff like that a lot. You can see the bike has not been cleaned up any since I got back. I've been sick, so I haven't had a chance to. Felt good, and it was hot, and I didn't come out here to clean it up. So this is just like it sets. Came back, except for I've taken the little tank bag off. I'll show you. To show you where it was sitting. It's sitting right there, so that worked pretty well. I used a forward mounting. I turned this camera to be a forward mounting camera. I took a few things with it, not a lot, because it's an H2. It just doesn't have the same resolution as a H7, which I used my Hero 7 here, and I used a Hero 8 here a few times. I used primarily those two cameras. Then occasionally I would mount the Hero 8 back here, and it's such a difficult angle to film at to make sure you got people in, and I tried it a couple times. I don't know how well it worked. We'll see. But the little heat deflectors, kind of mixed on those. It worked really good for the first 7 days. Then we got out, on the temperature was about 102 degrees, and on the left side of the bike, the glue that held the Velcro on kind of melted, and it started to blow away. Fortunately, I caught it, and I actually stuck it back on with some Velcro I had from sewing place, but it wasn't very good, so it wasn't nearly as strong. So I'd say that it was good to about 102 degrees, and at the 102 degrees Fahrenheit, that's going to weaken the glue enough that it may dislodge, although the other side did not. So I don't know, maybe it's a little bit more heat coming out the left side. I haven't measured it, but it seems to be that. But it does work fine. The things that did not work fine were these pegs I put on here. They would need to be quite a bit up higher and things. So that did not work out. The Airhawk was a mixed blessing for me. It helped for the longer ride. It really did help. However, it tends to cut the circulation just a little bit off going down on my leg. So that did contribute to some swelling on day 8 and 9 on my ankles because I was kind of cutting the circulation down a little bit, making it hard for the blood to get back up. These little, I don't know what you call them, cramp busters, worked well on both sides. I use them just to kind of rest my arms and my hands on, and that worked well. I really liked that. The windscreen worked great. Didn't have a problem with that throughout. I did run the GPS. I did run the line here, and that worked out really well too. I did not use this particular one, but I could have to charge my phone. And I used the charge, this particular charge. I used that to keep my phone charged and to charge my GoPro batteries while I was going down the road. This recommendation is not to leave the GoPro batteries in there in my top case there and out in the sun. So I think I lost one battery that way. Just too much heat. The bike itself, we traveled probably 85 miles an hour on a speedometer, and a lot of the trip going out there and coming back. And you know, if you watched any of the videos, you see we had some pretty spirited rides. During that spirited ride, and I averaged, for the whole trip, I averaged 50 miles to a gallon of gas. So I'm very pleased with that. Mr. Bill did not get quite that good a gas mileage, although he did better than he expected with his Rocket 3. And he did not have the worst gas mileage Rocket 3 at all. So the tires, let's get to the, people keep asking me about these Michelin Road 6s I have on, and I got one word for you: they're great. If you can only get if you're staying on the street, you'd be foolish to go and get anything other than Road 6s. I put them on this bike, and they absolutely worked a treat. You can see during one of our spirited canyon rides that I was able to slip over to the sides pretty good, even with running the panniers and stuff like that, and the bike and it being so hot. Tar snakes affected a little bit, but it affected everybody. So I would say it affected me less than it did anybody else. We did not have any rain, but I think for the reputation of the Road 5s, the Road 6s would have been really good in the rain. So I'm real happy with these Road 6s. They're quiet, they handle well, and you can brake. You can use a lot of brake pressure. I did a lot of trail braking into the turns, and tires did not slip at all. The other surprising piece, and I'm continuing to be surprised by this, is I did one trip in Oregon last year, and I went 1,800 miles without doing anything with the chain. Well, I just got back. This is what the chain looks like at 2,500 miles without any kind of adjustment, without anything on it. So yeah, I can adjust it, and I will adjust it, and I will clean it. But I mean, I went the whole trip, 2,500 miles, and some pretty hard riding, and I'm well pleased with that. Well pleased. The shift assist, when you get up in the mountains and stuff like that, and roads get tight, well, that's a treat to use. And since the weather was so hot, I didn't have to use the electric stuff at all. Well, I did. I did use the electric grips a couple times. It got down into mid 60 degree Fahrenheit weather, but I did use the cruise control quite a bit. That's one function that it's be hard to live without now. So overall, the Tiger did great. I obviously, if you watch some of the videos, some in the straights, I cannot keep up with these Rocket 3s or even Danny's VFR 1200X. It just doesn't have the power, but on a crooked road, it will keep up right with the big boys. They can't leave you, because what you lose in the straight, you can make up in the turns and braking. The brakes work really well. So that's kind of my sum up of this on this trip. I'm going to clean the bike up, and I'm probably going to I'm going to refit this. You can see it's broken loose over here now, but I'm going to refit these with some more a little stronger adhesive, But like I said, they're good for up to, we were 102 degrees and we were traveling on about 85 miles an hour, so when it broke loose. Tell you a little bit more about Mr. Bill's bike and how it did once I get a few more details from Mr. Bill. So this is a Flat Cap Cafe Racer out. Join me and my friends at Flat Cap Cafe Racer for riding and racing. Please subscribe.